What is going on, guys? This is EK1 Gaming here, and today's video, well, we're bringing you the patch notes for the Outriders demo. Some of these are very interesting to read, and it's good to see that they are doing a patch even though it is only a demo, just to try and balance out the player's experience and to prevent cheating and exploiting. But we're going to go full into the patch notes in just a second. Before we do that, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and leave me a comment in the comment section below telling me your favorite thing about Outriders. Now we are running an Outriders competition, and to enter, that's simply all you have to do. Any videos that we post on Outriders all the way up till the launch date on the 1st of April will be counted into the prize draw to win a copy of Outriders. We're going to be giving away multiple copies, so the more videos you comment on, the higher chance you've got of bagging yourself a full copy. Now, with that being said, let's get straight into those patch notes and take a look what's changing. So to start off on a huge positive note, there have been over 2 million downloads of Outriders, which in my opinion is absolutely incredible, and you know, they are very, very grateful for that because they've been tweeting about it like crazy and really appreciating their customer base. And on top of that, they've basically addressed a few things that were in the demo that they maybe didn't want people to just get stuck into doing, or maybe they want people to experiment a little bit more about the game and not ruin their actual experience when they get the full game. So they're basically doing kind of patches, one in the background which is not going to require any kind of updates, and another one that's going to be coming next week sometime just to kind of add different functions. Now let's go straight into the one what's basically coming in a week or so's time, or next week. They haven't given us an exact date on this. It says likely early next week, but we don't know exactly what date yet. Now this is going to be to do with resolutions, so resolutions that apply to all platforms. So this is PC, Xbox, PlayStation, everything. So basically they have added a motion blur toggle. Again, this is something that we called out for from day one. As soon as I played the game, I looked for this toggle and it wasn't there, and I emailed them and all that good stuff, and I think a lot of people did the same. So they've added a motion blur toggle. They've made minor tweaks to frame rate output for certain items in cutscenes. However, they are working on a more comprehensive fix for the future. Now that was where we also brought up the kind of 30 frames per second in the cutscenes. Just wasn't, you know, wasn't cutting it, if you could say that. It just wasn't up to scratch, so they are improving that as well. They've also made improvements to cut down on the time it takes to matchmake. Now that's something that I haven't done yet. I haven't used the matchmake function. I have used a function where we have joined each other on friends, and that's pretty, you know, needs work doing to it. However, the matchmaking I haven't tried, so I don't know, but they're apparently fixing that. And they've also say they made other improvements or minor improvements and fixes. So there's some additional resolutions that apply only to PC, which is understandable. Now they fixed a crash that repeatedly occurred when opening the menu or inventory. They fixed a bug that deletes player gear if their connection drops out during a transition. And they've improved subtitle display and synchronization during the Bad Day quest. Now, I did put that on one of my videos as well about it being out of sync on PC. So that's fantastic that they're actually listening to people's feedbacks. Now, additional resolutions that apply only to Xbox. They've fixed menu prompts not displaying correctly in supported non-English languages. And for PlayStation fixes, they have fixed store links on the Buy Now button in the lobby. Now, and basically it says, note that while the in-game button will be fixed with the patch, you can still search the PlayStation Store for Outriders should you wish to pre-order it. So basically it's just something preventing people from pre-ordering it within the game. They also fixed a bug that was causing an audio desynchronization in cutscenes. Again, we mentioned that as well on a video before. So now we'll talk about what's going to be happening on a short maintenance Friday, the 5th of March, which is actually tomorrow, and this is going to be 3 p.m. GMT time. So for you guys in the US East, that's 5 hours earlier than 3 p.m. So just work out your time zones on that, or I'll leave them on the video for you guys to look at. So basically, these changes will be quite seamless, and they'll not require you to download a patch. but I'm assuming there's going to be a short downtime, possibly, I don't know. And basically some of the changes, specifically those related to enemies, are in response to feedback that they've seen coming in from players, as well as what their own back-end metrics are showing. So other changes are intended to only affect the demo, and you know, maybe not be implemented in the full launch build, so some of it will go into the main game, some of it won't. Basically, they wanted to issue an explanatory note of caution before getting into the changes, because while basically what they've said is, while we have balanced the main game with a certain progression system, the progression may be impacted by heavy farming of gear and mods in the demo. So as some players are front loading a lot of that progression, such as trying to fill their mod library or acquire multiple legendaries within the demo content already, their experience of parts of the main game may well be impacted. And this is what I said before in previous videos, and people were saying I was wrong about the balancing of the game. It's not about all PvP when we talk balancing to do with gaming. It's about loot quality, everything, your experience within the game. Now, do we have the right to ruin the game for ourselves? Well, maybe, I don't know, but me personally, I think this is a great change. So they've basically said it's every player's decision how to play the game for themselves, and we don't want to prevent people from farming the demo for gear if they enjoy it. However, they would like to ensure that this process is not overly simplistic, easy, or prone to exploitation, which of course it has been, and which is why we've been doing those videos. So with that being said, let's talk about what's actually changing. Now, there's going to be changes to captains. The captain mob ability, Healing Light, will have its effectiveness reduced. The captain mob ability from the Ashes and Phoenix Aura will have their cooldowns increased, and some players were finding it hard to fully kill captains who would trigger these abilities, making for a frustrating rather than a challenging encounter. So they're trying to make it more fun and challenging for you, but not frustrating, which is a great touch to go on. And they're also changing Gauze. Gauze will have his health points increased for repeat playthroughs. This is to ensure that he remains fun and challenging for players who are overpowered at this point in the story. And Gore's healing from his ability Steel Wall will be increased. So there's a change to loot drops as well. Basically, they said, while we do not want to prevent people farming runs, you know, they understand that people want to just farm these runs, the loot cave discovered via the triple chest run, as well as the store exploit, do not feel to be within the spirit of the game. And the store exploit obviously is the vendor where you change your time. We released that video as well, so I'm glad they're looking at that. And also, obviously, the 3 chest run is one of the first farms that we put out there on the channel. So we are redirecting farming efforts to mechanics in the game that may be more enjoyable for players to play through and repeat. So epic items will no longer appear in shops and vendors within the demo. I don't know if I'm happy about that, because I would have liked to have got some. We still have a few hours now to grab some, so make sure you go and do that. And then it says chests will no longer drop legendary items. Again, am I happy? Probably not. Maybe they should have just lowered the drop rate even more, because it was pretty rare anyway. However, they have added side quest rewards on repeat runs will now have a chance to drop legendary items. So instead of us just farming chests, we have to actually do side quests on repeat, and then they'll have a chance to drop those legendary items. So the drop rates for enemies are not being changed at this time, as they feel that they are balanced quite well for the average player experience, which I think so as well, you know. And they've made a joke as well, and they put RIP that captain, because they know everyone was just killing the captains over and over. So they're seeing the good light of this, and this is another particular reason why I'm really backing this game, because the devs and their support is absolutely incredible. They've listened to people that have put out content videos, they've watched videos, they've even liked, commented on videos and stuff like that, even that we've put out. So they're obviously paying attention. Instead of going the aggressive banning everybody route that wants to try and exploit, or even showing people exploits, they're actually working with those people, which a lot of other companies should do, cough cough the Division, to actually improve the game. So for me, this is amazing news. You know, I really want that to be the way they go forward forever, really, as long as the game lasts. So they put note that running this backend update now is also a way for us to preemptively ensure that such backend balancing can be straightforward. Low impact method of also rectifying any excessive balance issues in the main game. So basically, they want to put it all in the backend now to get it ready, so the main game's actually going to be you know, fine and polished, which is absolutely amazing. And now, last but not least, they're addressing a few other items, and one of those is the camera shake during cutscenes and dialogues. Again, we mentioned it in a past video. Basically, it's just shaky in the cutscenes. You know, they're removing the 30 frames per second during the cutscenes, so that should reduce the impact of it anyway, but they are continuing to investigate what can be done to make it less shaky. With matchmaking, while the upcoming patch may help alleviate some issues here, they're keeping a close eye on the time it takes to matchmake and are continually investigating whether such matchmaking is taking longer than it should. So basically, they're looking into what's causing the issues for the matchmaking, and they're going to look at different ways that they can address that. Another good thing for me and that they're looking at is the cover system. Of course, we've mentioned this again. Since the demo launch, we've been paying special attention to all player feedback and have been reading discussions about the cover system in Outriders. While this is not something that we'll be able to fix within the demo at this time, the main game will not only include a slew of bug fixes for many cover locations, but it will also address and fix a handful of systematic issues that are currently affecting the cover mechanic on a global level. So that just says to me, to cut it down into short, that they are aware the cover system is a little bit buggy, it's a little bit broken, a lot broken in fact, because some places you can't get into cover, and they're actually going to roll out, you know, fixes for the main game, not for the demo. And I appreciate that, because it's just a demo at the end of the day, although it's being treated slightly like a beta right now. But let's be grateful that they actually acted upon what our feedback is to them. Now, they also have items disappearing from player inventories. This is an issue that they're treating very seriously and doing their utmost to investigate. While their upcoming patch will address one bug causing the issue, they're looking down at looking to track down other causes why this is happening. You know, basically in the spirit of transparency, and they're saying, look, we're being transparent with you. While we do not currently have a system in place that can automatically restore an affected player's complete inventory, our teams are nevertheless working hard to see what may be possible in the near future, meaning they don't have saved their, you know, inventories for us, save points where they can just restore our gear. So if you do lose your gear, unfortunately it's going to be gone, but they are looking at something for the near future, which I hope comes in the actual full game. So basically, the last but not least is cheating and players using obvious exploits. Now, they're aware of the, you know, handful of players on PC specifically using third-party software to alter the game files and save data in their favor. Now, if you don't know what this is, this means that people were basically leveling themselves up to level 40. They were getting themselves higher drop rates on legendaries, epics, and stuff like that. It's not the kind of videos that we put out. This is literally changing code within the game and using third-party software to do so. So almost like a hack, but they're called like trainer bots and cheat bots and stuff like that. So they are aware of that. They can't go into details in order not to give such players an insight into their system, but they'd like to assure that all regular players that will be able to play, will be able to identify cheaters with relative ease via the back-end system. So basically, if you see them, report them, they'll be able to enter, notice that they're cheating as well by looking at their systems. So hopefully they'll get rid of like the people that are cheating to that extent. I believe, you know, a cheeky exploit here and there is fine. It does mess up a little bit of balancing, but when you're outright cheating or trying to modify your game to get the best gear straight away, it kind of ruins the experience, especially if you're matchmaking. It will ruin the experience for the player that wants to maybe enjoy that level. So basically it says, finally, we are continuing to work hard on polishing the main game ready for launch on April the 1st. We are continuing to track player feedback and bugs coming out of the demo. So basically they just want to say thank you to everybody, and, you know, for sharing the feelings. And if you've got any feedback, feel free to go share it over there. I'll leave the links in the description below for you to go to their forums or even their Twitter. They're really active on there as well. So guys, that'll be the end of today's video. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts of these patches, and I'll see you all in the next one.